Welcome to a brand new SHIRO show, a fantastic SHIRO show. If you might be asking how good it is, I say good, I say very good. And I say very good indeed. Do you say very good, Dan? A go. We're hoping. Oh, you're muted. Oh. Apparently desktop audio was like, oh, hey.
No.
Let's not work. That was weird. Okay, that was weird.
Can y'all hear me now?
Guess we had to do that again. Cool.
Okay.
Thank you, Discord. Alright. Hello, everyone, and welcome to a brand new SHIRO show. It's a show that's very good and amazing, and I'm excited for it. How about you, Dan? Are you excited for the show?
Yeah, really excited. It should be another good show, just as it always is. And yeah, we are lacking Dave today because he is busy. He was like laid up at work, and then he has to go pick up his kid, and he knew he was probably gonna be late for the show anyway, so maybe we'll luck out and he'll hop on audio later. We'll see. But thanks for joining us, everybody. Thanks for tuning in, and thanks for listening to us in the future. We appreciate you joining us.
Or the past.
Or the past for time travelers, I guess. Sure.
I mean, somebody could be listening to us, and it's like 2 years in the past or 20 years in the past. Like, hey, you know what? Let me go through all their podcast episodes, and then they realize there's probably over 300 plus. Actually, I wonder how many episodes we're at on Apple Podcasts. I don't really do pruning of it, so.
Well, thank you to our early chatters. Hello to Neil Henderson, who was first with Sega, and Wiener Bob with Saturn, and Zeed with SHIRO. Well coordinated, everybody. Got Noise Demon said hello. GG said yohoi. Firehair said hey hey. Hey hey to you too. Agnostic is here in chat too. He said hi. Fart Daily, Saturn for life, absolutely. Let's see. Super Ray is waving at us in chat. Shadow Mask is here, one of our mods. Let's see who else. Anthony Whitaker said something, but then retracted it and then said tapping in later on. Okay, well, hello. Thanks for tapping in.
So,
and let's see. Diana. Is that Diana? Diamax. Sorry.
Oh.
Diamax Retro Gamer. It was small print.
Diamax Retro
Gamer. Hi,
okay.
SHIRO team. Well, hi to you too. Scotty Mo said yo. Yo to you. Max
Yo,
Geese
Scotty Mo, for show.
Hey all, I'm in
bro.
California for work. Fun being on here at 3 p.m. instead of 5 p.m. at home. Yeah, I guess it's a little early for you.
California. City
and we've
of
got
Compton.
Da Toaster says hello there. And Chad Clark says hello. So, hi everybody. Thanks for joining us for the beginning of the show. And give us a like and share it out if you want.
Also, I did the calculations. We have 356 episodes on our podcast thing, so
nice.
That's a lot of hours of listening to us.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe too many hours.
What's up?
Oh, is
Dave's
that
in the
Dave
house.
on audio?
Dave is in the house and he's really loud.
Oh, hi. You got here a lot sooner than I thought you would, Dave.
Yeah, I just got in the door and I just sat Junie down with a snack. I checked the garage. It's like over 100 degrees in there.
Oh, jeez.
I think I'm just gonna. I turned on the AC here and I'm lying on bed. I'm just gonna stick with this for now.
Yeah, it sounds like the healthier choice.
I mean, it's like
it may be super hot out there, but at least it's not carcinogenic like it is here in Northeast Ohio with all the Canadian wildfire smoke that's blowing through. Like it's literally unsafe to be outside right now.
We got that in Arizona too.
You got the Canadian wildfire.
Yeah,
well, it's not Canadian for us. It's the fires in Sedona. For us.
Yeah, we have a bunch of like Canadian wildfire smoke that's all over the Northeast and the like upper Midwest. And there was a meteorologist on Cleveland's weather kind of like describing what happens. It's not just like regular campfire smoke. I guess when the forest wildfire smoke hits the sunlight, it causes a like chemical reaction that changes it into being like carcinogens. So that's why it smells really bad and is really bad to breathe in. So not good.
It's definitely not a moray, that's for sure. When it hits your eye, it's definitely not a moray.
Can you guys hear me okay? Just
Yeah, you
checking.
can hear you fine. I had to lower you a little bit. You're pretty loud, but I lowered you down. You're good now. Don't touch your settings.
I won't
Don't touch that
anything.
dial. Don't touch that dial, folks.
So how you doing, Dave? What's new with you?
Just keeping on. Dan, you have become a mime. That's what Super Ray said.
I'm a mime? Why am I a
Because you were
mime?
muted before.
Because you were muted.
Yeah.
I just some of these funny comments. No, yeah, just keeping on. Doing the do, working the work.
The jerk and the jerk.
Yeah, jerking the jerk. We got our Dreamcast little things from the Dreamcast junkyard. I can't show mine because I'm on audio, but Dan can show his, right? Or wait, Pat can show his.
I got mine, yeah. So yeah, we got that in the mail. I got it last week. I actually have 2 pickups, but I'll do the Dreamcast one first. So
Nice.
literally right after the cast ended, it came. Of course it did. I got it right here. Got the
Yeah, I showed mine last week.
Dreamcast replacement shell, Dreamcast junkyard, 20 years. Got mine in black.
Yeah, same. I got the black one too.
I like that. It'll go with my smoke black controller. And my black Dreamcast. My smoke black Dreamcast on top of that. So really cool. Thank you guys to the Dreamcast junkyard. There was an issue that Dan said there was. Apparently some of the screws were not lining up right, at least in your VMU.
Yeah, Bunny was she took my VMU apart, one of my VMUs, and was trying to put the circuit board into the new shell from VGNY, and she said it didn't seem like the holes were actually lining up correctly. And so then when she realized that she was trying to get the screws back out, and she ended up stripping them. So now we can't even put my old VMU back together because the original screws are stripped. So
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
I even got a little
that's not
keychain
fun.
too. I didn't even see that.
oh
The little
yeah,
keychain.
I have my keychain still
I didn't
next
see
to
that.
me
I
here.
almost forgot about that.
That is
I'll put-
nice.
I'm putting it on. I might be putting that on my keychain maybe, or put that somewhere that's not gonna fall off, because I have like a bunch of stuff on my keychain, and this little link here, it always seems to be a thing that breaks on it. That little link between where the actual decal is and the key attachment. It always breaks off on me, and it always breaks. So I'm kind of nervous about doing that. I might have to attach it directly to the keychain or something, but I'll figure it out. I really like the little keychain holder thing. Maybe I'll put it next to my Dreamcast. I'll put it in my Dreamcast,
Yeah.
like inside.
What other pickup do you have? You mentioned.
So I forgot about this. So I actually went to the Pop Mart store at the World Trade Center when I was in New York, and I forgot to do this. I was in a bag, and I guess I just pulled it out. It was it's called Inner Child Theater. It's like this Shin-chan. The box is kind of messed up, but if anybody's a fan of Crayon Shin-chan, or anybody liked the Funimation show back in the day, which I liked. It's like a bunch of different TV sets, like they're little sets from the show. It's like the backyard, or it's the interior of the house or something. So it's like a Pop Mart thing. So it's like could be a random Pop Mart figurine. So I was gonna open that up on the show and see what I got. I'm doing
let's
that
see
right
it.
now.
Nice. Yeah.
I'm not really much into Pop Marts, but my wife is, so she really enjoys that. Alright, let's see what I got.
Been a while since Pat rocked the Microsoft Bimbo.
Yeah, no, I saw that. Neil Henderson, cool pointing that out. I found it in my drawer the other day, and it was dirty, so I washed it. So then I just cleaned it up, and yeah, I decided to wear it today. I thought it would be kind of fitting, switch it up a little bit. And the one I got, this actually is really cool because I actually like the 2 characters. It's I guess it's both Shin-chan as the mom and dad from Crayon Shin-chan. Like he's like wearing drag of the mom, like one of the dads. So that's kind of cool. I actually like this one. I wanted this one specifically because I actually like the mom and dad quite a bit from that show. So if anybody's
Did someone say I got laid off? Did one of you guys say I got laid off from work?
No, we didn't say you laid off.
think
We said
we
we'd
didn't
be
say you
late.
got laid off. Yeah.
Okay, that must have been a loss in translation. Yeah,
I must have said
didn't
something
get
wrong.
Oh, I was late getting off of work. So maybe you said I got off late, or I was late getting off. But no, I did not get laid off. Thank God.
Yeah, he was like waylaid at work. Laid up.
Oh,
Yeah. I said that you were laid up at work.
Laid
I
up.
meant like you were
Yeah.
delayed at
Delayed.
work from
I
leaving
got you.
sooner. Sorry about that.
That was funny though. Dave got
No.
laid off. Man,
No. That means
I don't know,
that
man.
would mean more Shiro
I
time
could
for
go on
him.
unemployment though. I could go on unemployment.
Yeah.
More Shiro
No,
time for
Dave's
him,
not
get more
working in the video
streams.
game industry, so he's not been laid off. So
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Luckily, we don't work in that god awful industry.
Someday. No, I'm not working in that industry, but maybe someday I'll get laid off. I don't know.
Maybe he'll
Today
just
is not that day.
he'll self-lay himself off and retire. And
So
then
Pat, do you like
more
your
Shiro
new little
time.
Shin-Chan figure?
I did. I like it. I think I mentioned it. It was the mom and dad as Shin-Chan, like doing the cosplay.
Yeah.
I think people
Cool.
saw it, but yeah, it's like right here. It's kind of hard to see with the light since trying to make it like at this angle
Yeah.
and kind of
That's
see
cute.
it. I'm a big fan of Shin-Chan. I like the show. I know a lot of people are kind of hit and miss with it. The thing is that I'm kind of annoyed because the show is pretty much untranslatable and unairable in the United States because it's meant for kids, but it's also not meant for kids.
Yeah.
Right.
And then it's not really meant for adults either. So I don't know really where the audience would land for that show because I don't think without the Funimation dub it would really be watchable in terms of like subtitles or dubs. So it's kind of a sad place. I do like watching the original dub on the Funimation dub is fun of it. I know a lot of people kind of hit or miss with that because it kind of messes up with the script and stuff, but
Oh, yeah,
I kind of
thought it was
like
hilarious. I watched it in college when it was on Adult Swim.
yeah, it's really
I
fun.
really liked it.
I think Action Bastard is probably the best localization for a character I've ever seen, so still the king of dubs.
Apparently there was a Game Gear. There was like a Crayon Shin-Chan Game Gear game. I thought there was a Saturn game, but apparently not.
No, I'm surprised too that I don't think there was a Dreamcast game either.
There are a few like Saturn games based on like kids shows,
Yeah,
but I guess Crayon Shin-Chan is not one of them.
Yeah, I mean, there are so many games based on anime on
Yeah.
Saturn. It is a little surprising Shin-Chan isn't one of them.
I mean even
Yeah.
Slayers I think has a Saturn game.
Yeah, it is two, I think, doesn't it?
Damn.
Yeah. So, but
Hell, even Slam Dunk has a Saturn game.
there is a Arashi Yobu Enji for the Genesis. So there's a Genesis one too, but no Saturn.
That makes sense. I think Shin-Chan was more popular during the Genesis era than it was the Saturn era, to be honest.
Mega Drive.
Like, and it's like prime. It's like The Simpsons. It's like, you know, The Simpsons was like at its prime in the 90s. So we got a lot of like
Yeah.
NES and Super Nintendo and Genesis games. It's probably the same sort of reasoning, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Some homebrew dev should fix that. I mean, we got a Dragon Ball game, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Can drag in these balls across your face on the Saturn.
I bet. Well, we did already technically have a Dragon Ball game or two on Saturn, but they're not beat 'em
Well,
ups.
we didn't have a
like,
Dragon Ball game. We had a Dragon Ball Z game.
homebrew one. Oh, I see. Yeah, I guess that's a good
Big difference.
distinction.
I mean, they are pretty different shows. Like a lot of people think it's like a sequel thing, but I don't know. I think Dragon Ball is way more laid back than Dragon Ball Z is.
Yeah.
Yeah. TGIF in the Family Matters era. Those are the days.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Yeah.
I liked
All
Family
those
Matters
really-
before it became the Urkel show.
Oh yeah, seriously. Like when Urkel was just kind of a funny character on the show, instead
Yeah.
of like all that was pretty much all the show was.
Yeah,
Same
I
thing
was like,
happened with Step by Step. Like Cody, it became all about Cody, and I'm like, he was supposed to be just like that silly character living in the backyard. And then the show changed.
Went all in on the silly characters.
yeah,
shows.
no, it's It's a bit of a, like I said, it's a bit of a bummer. I really liked Family Matters, but yeah, the focus on not like the main cast. Like, oh, okay, I guess we're going from, you know, sweet like a sweet sweet black-lid family, you know, leads and everything, to, oh, it's just Urkel being silly, which I guess we're not doing that.
Well, it's like Kevin Fonzie jumped the shark. Gotta lean into the crazy. Bring in the
God.
Oh,
bring in the ratings.
I was gonna say, Pat, you know, I do have one little update, is and it's nothing I can share yet, but I will probably on the next show if I get it, is you know how you kind of nerd out with the portable Walkmans, you know, like
yeah.
I think you got like the best one they ever made, right? For like recording tapes and stuff.
Technically one of them. The other one is the best, like, recordable Walkman I get. The recordable, it's technically not a Walkman. The D5C, I think it is. DC5. It's like a portable recorder, so it's not like a Walkman technically.
True. But you do have a lot of cool Walkmans as well, right? And I decided that I wanted to pick up a 1980s Discman, like the old all metal Discman.
Oh, those things are cool as hell.
They're cool as hell, but they're all like dead on arrival, basically. I mean, there are some that you can get that are built like a tank, but they're like mostly plastic, you know. But like my dad got one like when it first came out, you know. And I remember we went to the zoo and he had like the fanny pack, well, he had like the shoulder strap, and he'd have like a shock mounted like platform that it sat on, and he'd be like, "Fuck me, I'm trying to listen to music," you know.
I guess being a complete nerd really runs in the family.
It runs in the family. But anyway, so like I wanted to pick up an old Discman and get like one of those square like all metal ones.
Yeah.
So I was looking online and I wanted to get a D9, but like it seems like they are all broken. Like nobody has a working one unless you fix it yourself. Like people got to recap them and fix the little gear and everything like that. So I was just like, screw it. I found one for like $30, and I'm just like, I'm gonna try to get it and fix it and get it working, because apparently like the ones without a buffer, the sound is really good. Like it's got a 1-bit DAC, and the sound is really good because they're not compressing it to do ESP or whatever. You just have to sit it on a flat surface and listen, you know. But see, I feel since CDs are kind of coming back, like a lot of the younger generation are starting to rock their CDs again. And
is this what reminded me when I said Dragon Ball?
Actually, no. You said something that triggered it, but I can't remember what it was.
I sure wasn't dragging these balls, and you see these balls being dragged across your face.
What does that got to do with Discmans?
CDs.
Yeah, CDs nuts.
CDs. Okay,
yeah. No, I got you. But yeah, no, that's all. I bit the bullet on that, and we'll see what happens. At least it's in really good cosmetic condition, but
good luck.
Guaranteed not to work on arrival. But my wife is an electrician, so you know she can help me replace those caps.
Well, we have.
Go ahead.
We're not sorry. I was going to say we're going to get into the community updates in a minute, but before that, we have breaking Saturn news. About 10 minutes ago, there was an alert here on the Yabasanshiro Discord saying that Yabasanshiro version 1.20.25 is released for Android. The Android version of that emulator. Overhauled emulation timing accuracy for much closer real hardware behavior. Refined CPU memory access, cache behavior, and bus control to match real hardware. More accurate CD-ROM read and seek timing, bringing load and FMV playback closer to real hardware. And then some specific changes to help certain games. Technomotor, European version of Virtua Fighter 2 fixed a boot failure. US version of Tomb Raider fixed a crash on startup. Crime Patrol fixed a boot failure, and European True Pinball fixed a boot failure. So, yeah, if you like to play Yabasanshiro on your Android, then go update your app, because it looks like there's a pretty major update out right now.
And if you have iOS, suck it.
Cool.
Yeah, pretty much hasn't been updated in months. WMX does not care about iOS very much.
Does iOS have like a go-to Saturn emulator? Anybody in the
Yabasanshiro is on there. And
there's a good one that's on the market. It's not a Saturn one, but it's called Delta. I use that for all all my Game Boy games and stuff like that. I remember when I was on vacation, I was playing the hell out of Yu-Gi-Oh! World Championship 2004, just grinding cards and stuff like that, cracking packs. Game's
Nice.
fun. Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournament Championship editions, like the tournament games, really, really good. Definitely, if you like Yu-Gi-Oh! And want some simulators, play the Game Boy ones. They're pretty good.
Oh yeah, according to Gemini, Yaba-san Shiro 2 is the best thing going for iOS, even though it hasn't been.
And Gemini knows everything, I'm sure.
Gemini knows. Well, it also says there's Provenance emulator. It's free.
I've never heard of that.
I've never heard of it.
Is that even a Saturn emulator?
A multi-system emulator that supports Sega Saturn. Yeah, it's interesting though. But yeah, I guess that kind of sucks for iOS users.
Well, I mean, yeah. Well, like I said, there's I think there is a build of RetroArch on iOS you can use that's got an old version of Midnafin. Not like Midnafin gets updated much anymore anyway. And then it has Yaba-san Shiro on there, which last got updated like in January. So it's not like super out of date, but it's not like the lead platform. Like I'm sure that DevMax eventually will bring all the Android updates over the last year to iOS at some point. There is a paid version and a free version there, so it's just not his main focus.
True, I got you.
Gotta get him an iPod. Get him an iPad.
But anyway, sorry for the breaking news interlude. Do you want to get into the community updates?
There are breaking news and breaking legs.
Breaking news, little music bumper.
I just use the news segment.
Yeah, the Toasters, right? Ymir gets updates constantly too. I still gotta write up a proper article, or one of us has to write a proper article about Ymir. We have not wrote about it yet on the website, but that does look like a good emulator.
But yeah, community updates. What do we got in the loaded into that canon, Dan?
Tell us about your Soul Hackers translation patch video that you put out this week, Pat.
Okay, all right, we can talk about that real quick. So I put out a video on. I'm starting to play random videos right now. I didn't load up. Basically, I did a video on the Soul Hackers fan translation. So I wanted to talk. Basically, we made an article about that, and a lot of people were asking about it. And because there wasn't any video of the it playing itself, I decided to do a little stream of it because the build is not online yet. Like it's only like a demo thing. He's not going to post it.
It was just available to judges of the Sega Extreme Showcase this year.
Yeah.
So he's not putting it out publicly until it's a little closer to being finished.
Yeah, so I basically just did a little video on it, demoing all little areas in the beginning up to the first chapter. So I just go through the game. I go through little areas in that little virtual world thing in the game, and then Trekkie's just telling me a little bit about the build and things he's changing. One thing he wanted to do was that he actually had to use a little bit of AI to do the logo for the load screen, the Devil Summoner Soul Hacker one. Because it didn't have like the right tools or the lighting for it, so he was trying to reach out to see if anybody could do like an actual like cover of it, like do art of it and redo it, so that way he doesn't have to use the AI use of that. It basically was a little.
You changed like the katakana on the Devil Summoner logo to English.
Yeah, and he did like a little I guess he did it for the background of the flames. One of the menus, so it's like really, really like minor. Like he just uses to generate like flames. So if anybody could like make him a logo that's not AI, I think he'd appreciate that. That's really the only, I guess, quote unquote disclaimer AI is in there is that placeholder logo. But like I don't think that's like, to me that's not like a deal breaker. Just like, oh, it's a placeholder until he gets like a real artist to do it.
Well, he hasn't asked me, but if he does, I could help him out.
Yeah, I told him to reach out to you about that. So if you want
to, I mean, I would do him a solid anytime. He just hasn't asked. So
well, and also if you didn't have the time, Dave, there's someone who just like newly got interested in doing graphics work on Saturn translations in the translation patches channel. Over the last few days. I think their name is Lex. and
Okay.
they've been playing around with Princess Clara's Big Adventure, Purikura Daisakusen.
Yeah.
And so maybe they'd be interested in that if
Yeah,
Trekkies can get
definitely.
them kind of point them in the right direction. So that might be cool too.
There you go.
Yeah.
If they're
But-
watching, they should get in touch with
Yeah,
them.
I don't know if they're. I'm going to
Yeah,
add them
but
in
yeah.
chat and be like, we're talking about you on the show right now.
What's up? Yo.
Yeah, hit him up. But yeah, like I said, just a really small disclosure, this like disclaimer about that. Like it's like 99.99% not AI, but just that flame on that logo is the only thing that really is, just for now, because he just didn't have a graphical designer to do it. So hopefully people could forgive him for that one instance, but it's just so he can get that in there, so he can have a proof of concept, so somebody can come and fix that. The build is pretty much almost done. The only thing he has to fix is the vertical width font. He still has some issues with the talking menus of it and some of the words passing off the screen. So once he gets that sorted, as you can see here, there's just kind of some weird text with that. Once he gets that sorted, I think it's pretty much almost ready to go. All the Japanese text, to his knowledge, is in there. I did find one thing when I was playing it live, though, is that he didn't, like, if there's no like cartridge in there, it will have the Japanese error message. So he's gonna fix that. So I found like a couple things in there. So glad that my years of QA has paid off.
Yeah,
so it's pretty much it's pretty much close. I'm not gonna give you a date when it's ready, but I can honestly see this releasing this year sometime. I don't see, like, at this point, unless he has major issues or something that gets backed off, like has him back off, I think it should be pretty ready to go.
Yeah, I mean, he told me for the story I put up on the site last week that he is still just kind of like going through and making sure that he's changed all of the text from Japanese into English, making sure he hasn't missed any, which, like, you pointed out, you spotted one thing with the RAM cartridge warning that he hasn't changed yet. So once he does that, then he will apply the variable width font, which he's already figured out how to do that. He's just waiting, because if he starts doing that now while they haven't made sure that they've changed all the text, then it's gonna mess them up, and they won't be able to tell when something hasn't been changed, because it's gonna, like, the VFW is gonna overwrite the original Japanese. So it's just kind of easier to do it this way. Just kind of like do the checking now and then do the VFW at the end, and then they'll do one last check to make sure all of that is displaying correctly, and then it should be done. So
yeah, I might try to. I'm gonna see if I can play through more of it. I'd like to beat the game. It's a lot of fun, and it would be nice to actually finish this game. So that's probably gonna happen. But yeah, I just want to give a quick update on that and let people know, if you haven't watched the video, it's up on our YouTube channel. It's got some pretty good views on it right now, so thank you people for watching it. I mean, Shibagami Tensei usually does really good on our channel, so if anybody could do a devil summoner to get our numbers back up, that'd be great. Yeah, but y'all, on top of that, all of our numbers seem to be pretty fair on our site and our YouTube channel. Like I said, like last week, I was worried that we got pretty bad views, but I think it might just be I think it might have just been like people being busy in the summer.
Yeah. Well, Lex, if you are tuning in, let us know in chat, and I'll reiterate what we were talking about earlier in the show.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess we can move on to our next thing, which
what is our next thing?
is our update on the Sega Ages Memorial Selection Volume 1 Community Challenge. How that's going this month. Do you have that up, or do you?
I have the page up.
You want me to read it, or Dave, can you read it?
Let me see if I can.
I can read it real quick. I have it right here.
I've got it. Okay, you got that. Go ahead.
Yeah, let me go get the community challenge thing right here. I'll read it while we get the video playing. Okay, there we go. Alrighty. Sega Ages Memorial Selection Volume 1 SHIRO Community Challenge Update. And link to the leaderboard on bottom of the page. Congratulations on Cubert T. Cubert? Is it just Cubert? Cubert T? Like puberty, except for Cubert? Not sure. But congratulations to whoever he is for winning the event in the Sega Ages Memorial Selection Volume 1 SHIRO Community Challenge with a high score of 69,880 and the up and down. The second weekly event. Second weekly event, Pingo, is still ongoing with How You Been going out with all the crazy score of 73,630, being out Cubert's score by over 14,000. This puts How You Bean's overall score for both Up and Down and Pingo up at 129,300, just 300 points ahead of Cubert. Super close, almost there. And then our favorite webcomic creator, Keith Slack, is about 12,000 behind them. Keith Stack. Apparently, I can't remember his name. I don't know. I think I keep seeing an L instead of the stack. So Keith Stack, my bad. I can't not call you that. Not an insult, but I just keep forgetting. I keep forgetting your name. So anyways, about 12,000 behind him in third place for the overall score. Participants have until midnight Pacific time tonight to get in their Pingo scores for it to count in the second weekly event. After that, we're heading into some head-on, apply directly to your forehead, for the third weekly event. Reminder, you are still allowed to submit scores for previous weekly events to count towards the top 3 overall scores for all 4 games category. So it's not too late to get in those Memorial Action scores.
Nice. Thank you, Double Dime, for
keeping
us surprised.
Exactly. So we're glad to get that going. Glad to see Community Challenge going and a lot of people enjoying Sega Ages. Kind of was a different challenge this time around, which I appreciate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, keeping it
we
varied.
got some pictures of playing it in Tate mode. That's kind of funny.
And I guess Notorious VDP is going to be playing Mikshin for the worldwide finals in our Puyo Puyo Netlink tournament. That's going to be the final match of the tournament. They're going to be playing tomorrow, I guess. And so then we will probably figure out what the next tournament will be. So I guess if you have any suggestions or requests, then let Double Dime know.
Whose desk is this in the image? Is this just Double Dime's?
Oh yeah, that's Double Dime's setup.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say it looks vaguely familiar. I do like the stickers on there. That's really cool. I really like that a lot. That's a cool setup.
Mm-hmm.
Little
PVM
cabinet.
Yeah, it kind of looks like yeah.
I like the Hori stick.
I like
magnets, he said. They're not stickers.
Oh, they're magnets? Oh, my bad. But yeah, I like the little, looks like a little tray table thing. Looks like maybe it's for a musical note or something like that. It has the stick like held down to it. That's kind of cool. I guess he says like a little vice grip on it. That's kind of cool. Sick setup.
I thought you said 6'7" for a second there. I'm like, what are you, 5?
Yes. Anyway,
6'7".
I'll 6 or 7, then I'll 6 or 9. But anyways, what is up next?
You can help yourself.
I can't help myself. You got to get down and dirty.
Damn.
What is up next in the community, Dan? Or is that it for that?
Of course not. We always have more to talk about.
Yay!
Give me a second. I was talking in our Discord. Oh yeah. So
how about this? I'll give you 2 seconds.
Is about the forums. I made a thread.
Apparently you've been
on the
beefing
SHIRO
with
forums,
people on there,
in which I call out Lion Jensen Wong on his bullshit.
lying around Jensen Wong, more
Lion
like it.
Jensen.
Yeah,
no,
Lion Jensen caused all the GPUs to be $1 million. Wong.
Well, no, that's not what I'm calling him out on, although that is bullshit. But and I'm being facetious. I'm kind of kidding, but
but
yeah,
also not.
Also not. So yeah, I don't know if you have it.
I have it up.
Pat. Okay, so outlets keep parroting this whole story about Jensen saying that Sega made a $5 million investment in Nvidia in 1995 to bail them out. When in 1995 Nvidia decided that they could not finish the next generation graphics chip that Sega had contracted them to work on, and so they said they were Jensen, I guess, went to Iri Majiri at Sega and said, "Hey, we can't finish this chip for you, and if we do, well, we'll run out of money. If we try to, we'll run out of money. So, and if we give it to you anyway, then it's not going to be the right technology because everybody else is switching to tries instead of quads. So, can you just like let us out of the contract, but then still pay us? Because if you don't pay us, then we're going to be out of money and we'll be bankrupt." And Irimajiri, I guess, said, "Sure, I'll be nice and give you money." And so
I wish I could have somebody for $3 million.
I'm sure this event happened, but what I don't think is true is that it happened in 1995, or that what Irimajiri gave to Nvidia, or what Nvidia asked for, was the $5 million investment. I don't think that's what they gave, and I have proof, or at least I have evidence.
He has receipts.
Yeah, I have receipts.
I think the kids say receipts these days, Dan.
Yeah, I have the receipts, and I dug through NVIDIA's SEC filing when they were going public in January 1999, and I have that linked at the bottom of the article here. And if you look through there, it says that in May 1995, NVIDIA contracted with a third party to develop the NV2 to incorporate into the third party's products. So that's almost certainly Sega that it's referring to. So they initially signed this contract in May of 95. And it says that sometime during 1995, during the year at some point, that third party provided $2 million to NVIDIA for research and development. So Sega gave NVIDIA sometime during the year $2 million to actually like work on the NV2. Then in July 1995, the SEC filing says that the third party for which NVIDIA was developing the NV2 to incorporate into the third party's products purchased 750,000 shares of NVIDIA stock for $5 million as part of an agreement to develop the technology. So basically, they bought the stock for $5 million in July, just 2 months after signing the contract with them, and it was because it was in the contract. The SEC filing says that the contract stipulated that they would be doing this $5 million share buy, and it was just a couple months later. And so, I mean, would they really have decided they can't deliver this product just 2 months into working on it? Like, that does seem a little soon. It goes on. I have other evidence that's not based on the SEC filing. The old NVIDIA website's corporate timeline, which is still on their website and you can access it, I got that link in the post too, said that a Sega partnership was established in July 1995. Now, it seems like based on the filing, it actually was established in May, but that's neither here nor there. I guess it was publicly established in July because on July 31st, Sega announced in a press release that there was an exclusive licensing agreement that they were making with Nvidia to convert Sega Saturn and arcade software to CD-ROMs for Pentium-based CDs equipped with Nvidia's multimedia accelerators. Basically, Nvidia's first graphics card, the NV1. They announced that partnership. Yeah, so they didn't mention the NV2 at the time, but they said, okay, we're going to port games to the NV1. And to be fair, they did. They ended up porting 4 games over the next year to the NV1. So finally, our last thing to look at here is that the SEC filing says that sometime during 1996, development on the NV2 was canceled after the third party for which the NV2 is being developed, Sega, revised its product development plans, quote unquote. And it also said that that third party for which the NV2 is being developed provided another $3 million to NVIDIA for research and development in 1996. So the month that Sega and Nvidia announced a partnership through that press release to port Saturn games to the soon-to-be-released NV1 graphics card, which coincides with the $5 million stock purchase that Jensen always seems to be talking about, is the same month that Nvidia conceded that it couldn't deliver the NV2 and asked Sega to pay the remainder of the contract. If that's true, then why did Sega apparently also pay Nvidia another $3 million in the following year, 1996? Why does the SEC filing say that the NV2 was canceled in 1996 and not 1995? Doesn't it seem weird to announce a partnership at the very same time that your partner is admitted to failing to meet a contract and essentially begged to be paid anyway?
I just have a question, Dan, though. Are you making an assumption that unnamed contribution was still Sega? In '96, like we're assuming that it's the same person and that person was Sega, or that entity was Sega, right?
What were the chances that Sega said they'd pay 750,000 shares, and then all of a sudden another person would magically buy the exact same amount? I guess.
Well,
Oh, no, okay.
Same, but no, I know what you're saying, Dave. No, the SEC filing specifically says that the third party for which the MV2 was being developed provided the $3 million for research and development in 1996.
In '96, got it. Okay.
And we know that Nvidia was making the MV2 for Sega, not for anyone else.
Sure.
Yeah, wasn't that going to be like in the Dreamcast, apparently?
Yeah, it was. Well, it was going to be the next Saturn. So essentially a Dreamcast, but like it wasn't being called Dreamcast. I don't think anything else had been developed yet for the Dreamcast. They just and this was supposed to actually be done by the end of 1996. They wanted it by Christmas '96, which is wild to think that they would have thought about releasing a successor console just 2 years after launching the Saturn.
That's kind of insane. That I think that might have tanked them even further if they did that. And I wonder if that might be the
Sega-ish though. If you think about
I wonder if that might be
Mega Drive and stuff.
Now I'm thinking about that. I wonder if that might be. Wonder if that were going to be wrapped into the Pluto.
The Pluto. No, the Pluto was just the Saturn with a hard drive and a netlink built in, right?
Okay.
That's what Adam Korlick has. Yeah, no, that was not. No, so this was going to be in the console known as the V08. And this was confirmed in the recent Beep 21 articles that Kenji Tosaki hosted an interview. He talked with Naui-san about the hardware and whatnot, and he said that V08 actually stood for Victory in Heisei 8. He said, now Heisei was the era, the Japanese era at the time in the 90s, and the 8th year of the Heisei era was 1996. By the Gregorian calendar, and so the V was for victory. He said, "I don't know if that really is true, but that's what he said."
That's kind of insane that the last emperor was up to like 91. Like that's kind of crazy to me to think about.
Yeah. So that's kind of the story there. And then so clearly Sega continued to support Nvidia well into 1996 because I mean they ported Panzer Dragoon in January '96, Daytona in May '96, and Virtua Squad, which is what they called Virtual Cop on PC, in November '96, and they apparently still paid another $3 million in 1996. So what I think is happening here, I don't think Jensen is lying to people. I think his memory is just hazy. And the Nvidia actually did cancel the MV2 in '96, not '95, and that what Sega agreed to pay them the rest of for the contract was actually the $3 million. And he's confusing in his head that the $5 million stock purchase was what saved them, and I'm sure it did help them a lot. But like I think that just naturally happened early on in the contract, and what he actually had to beg for was that last $3 million to keep working on research and development on a chip that wasn't going to work out and they weren't going to deliver.
Right.
I know this is all kind of nitpicky, but I know it's not earth shattering, but I still think it's interesting and it's important to be accurate.
Yeah,
exactly.
No, it's great. And it points out like it kind of puts a spotlight on the fact because somebody previously in the comments who was that was talking about like, is this Katana or Dural? And no, like that's just the thing with the Dream. Like prior to Dreamcast, they were trying so many things. Like there's the things that we know about, and then there's the things that CSK was even doing like behind closed doors, like reaching out to NEC, reaching out to Nvidia, reaching out to 3D Labs, reaching out to having their own internal department work on like an expansion for the Saturn, and then kind of turning that into something. So I mean, there was a lot. And then of course
about the trip thing, another thing that Beep 21 reported on, and we can talk about the news that was reported there. We just can't, directly quote them or show the article on screen or anything. But what's interesting is that he also said that V08 console was supposed to use a Hitachi SH3, which is the successor to the SH2s that are in the Saturn and the 32X. That makes sense. And what's interesting is that they then used an SH3E in the Trip Accelerator cartridge that was supposed to extend the life of the Saturn. And when did they start working on that? in the late spring or early summer of 1996, which
Exactly.
I'm guessing is probably about the time that they canceled, that they realized that, the NV2 wasn't going to work out. So this V08 console wasn't going to work out. So like, well, we wanted to use the SH3. So maybe if the console can't be made in time for this year, maybe we'll see if we can put together an acceleration cartridge. And then that
Sounds
got
familiar.
canceled in January. What?
Sounds awfully familiar.
Yeah, and then that got canceled in January 97, right when they started talking about the Dreamcast, which was nicknamed initially Dural.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah,
there's
Hitachi
also
also worked on
confusion.
that though as well with the SH4s. The Dreamcast also was worked on by Hitachi as well. They have the SH4s in there, right?
Yeah, they ended up going with the SH4 on that. At that point, the SH4 was out, so they swapped from the SH3.
And I mean, I think they were scrambling early on for a couple reasons people have to remember. First of all, just how crazy successful the PlayStation did right off the blocks, right? That first year, like Nick has said before, like was just ridiculous in terms of PlayStation sold and software sold, right? But then there was also the looming Ultra 64, right? Which claimed that it would just throw down everything else, right? And at the same time, you had 3DO, trying to do the M2 and touting how much better that would be than the N64. So it was like Sega was already like, well, we're already not off to a great start, and we need to start doing R&D for like our next console like right away. And
right, because they knew the Ultra 64 was coming in mid 1996, and they thought the M2 was going to come out in 1996 as well. After both those things were delayed out of 95, so that's probably why they're thinking we got to have a new console to match them, or
we're going to fall
by
so
the end
far
of 96.
behind. Exactly. Yeah, it was more like it was already clear what the PlayStation represented in terms of competition, but they were even more afraid of the stuff that hadn't even come out yet, because then it would be three major competitors and they would be like in fourth place, so at least, that's what they were thinking.
I mean, there was that famous banner of the four consoles together, the Xbox, PlayStation. It was the Xbox, PlayStation 2, Dreamcast, and GameCube, the E3 banners.
I mean, that was the early 2000s. Four consoles, contemporary consoles in the same market, and obviously we've seen that doesn't work. Three, there's almost not enough room for three, but
right,
there's not enough for two nowadays.
Yeah, one is always going to be dead last. It's always going to be kind of a fight between the hardcore
and it'll always be
casual.
Xbox.
Yep.
Yeah, and Trekkie says, I think people also forget how soon companies start R&D for the next console. Saturn started in 1992, right after Sega CD, I think. Yeah, I think either late 92 or early 93. I think late 92 is right. So it took them like a couple of years.
I've heard late 91. I've even heard late 91, but basically 92. Okay. Yeah, because they were cutting. Because if you think of the Sega CD itself as them cutting their teeth on dual processing, with the tandem, the processor in the Sega CD and the processor on the Genesis working together, like they were already starting to get ideas for the next console that they would do, and then of course 32X and whatnot. But yeah, like 1992 definitely is when it began. But of course, like so many things were scrapped, so people kind of have different versions of like when the Saturn that we know actually got its start, but of course R&D started a lot sooner.
Yeah, and you have to keep in mind that the thing that Nvidia was working on was either it was another console after the Saturn. So like while it seemed soon, it was supposed to come out like in a year or two, which is kind of insane to me that they would have R&D that late into that process.
So Dan, that NV1 card that you could buy for like the Diamond NV1,
Diamond Edge 3D it was called, because Nvidia didn't make its own cards; it just designed the chip, and then they sold it to like third parties to then sell into stores and stuff. And so Diamond was like their main partner.
They were the one, and it used quads. And I'm curious. So you said there was only 4 games released for that commercially?
There were 7 or 8 games made for it, but Sega themselves did 4 games.
Right. Okay. Yeah. And Super Ray calls out the
Lazy Game Reviews did a great video on that card.
That's a great breakdown if people want to see more about that.
And that's not to be confused. That's not to be confused with any of the Sega PC games where they just ported the Saturn games to PC for like general consumers to play on their.
Those are like Windows games using DirectX, which was new at the time. That came out like late '95.
Yeah, some of those games are a little derpy. Some came over better. It just depends. Your mileage may vary. I've heard, I don't know, Sega or. Was it Joe said that the PC port of Sega Touring Car is actually pretty good, but yeah, like the NV1 was basically a Saturn. You know, it was basically a Saturn on a card that you play on your PC, right?
Yeah, and, you know, kind of. And now, what I thought was interesting was, you know, it did ship with 2 Sega Saturn ports, game ports, but the ports aren't like on the card. They're actually on a daughter card.
If you see right here above in this video,
you
see it above the card. It's on a daughter card that goes a slot above it.
And when they initially announced the NV1, Nvidia announced the NV1 in May '95, the same month that they, according to the SEC filing, made an agreement with Sega. And that initial announcement did not say anything about Sega controller ports. But then in every press release after that, they heavily touted, starting in July, they heavily touted the fact that it's got Saturn controller ports that'll work with any Saturn peripheral. So I think it initially wasn't going to have those until Sega saw that they were making another, a graphics card for the PC that uses quads like their Saturn. So they hurried up and made an agreement with them, and then got Sega Saturn ports on the graphics card and said, okay, we'll port some of our Saturn games to you. To your card. So then all of a sudden they're like, okay, well, we already designed this card. How are we going to get Saturn game ports on them? We'll just stick a daughter card in there.
A daughter card. Just like everything else they do. We'll just attach this on.
Slap it in there.
Whatever, just slap it in. It'll work.
Fun fact, our very own Sega Steve, he has a very thick gosh, what am I trying to say before it becomes inappropriate? He has a very thick folder, thick file folder, just packed with all information on this MV1, including slides, like actual slides that you would put in like a little projector.
Cool.
He basically has the proposal that Nvidia gave to Sega to propose this whole thing in the first place. It's crazy. And we took pictures of the documentation, but we weren't able to scan it.
If we were to do it, we'd have to destroy physically the thing, and that's not really something that we really wanted to do.
Yeah, like it needed. I was thinking like it needed to be done with a DSLR on a tabletop with good lighting and just like pick high res photos of everything. But I was able to snap a bunch of photos with my phone, and if I have those on a drive or something like that, I'll share them with you too, Dan, because you might glean some interesting stuff from it. But yeah, it's fascinating. But and it might actually have information that further supports your whole thesis.
That would be interesting. Yeah, I've been like going down rabbit holes researching this stuff. So
it's crazy. Yeah. It's crazy.
This is going to be a great video for the week when I make it clickbaity. Like, did Jensen Wong lie about his involvement?
Jensen.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Well, anyway, we went really long on that. Sorry about that. Thanks for entertaining my rantings and ravings about Nvidia and Sega.
Me too. My wife loves my folder.
No comment.
Your thick folder, Scotty.
We went really long on that one. Anyway, let's move on.
Yeah, let's move on to the news section if you got that jingle.
The actual news.
Yeah, the real news. Starting with the Under the Microscope this week from Bo. He's found some new stuff in another Sega Saturn game.
Yeah, so this one is kind of cool. This one is for Batman Forever. Horrible movie, which has I think this one has the infamous Bat credit card scene.
Oh yeah, it does. It has that too. Everywhere you want to be.
Anybody a Nostalgia Critic fan knows how famous that Bat credit card. We still quote that. I watched that like 20 years ago. I still quote that to people
Now,
to bat credit
is this
card.
a movie that's so bad it's good, or is it just bad?
I think this one's so bad it's good, but then Batman and Robin afterward is so bad it's bad.
Oh yeah, that's legitimately bad.
Oh, is
Like,
that the
that's-
one with the bat nips? Am I thinking of Batman and Robin? The bat nip suit?
No, this one has
I
nips.
am.
This one has nips too.
Does it?
It
Oh,
does.
okay. That's
It does, but
Exciting.
it doesn't have like Mr. Freeze nips.
Unfortunately.
But, yeah,
Fair.
Arnold Schwarzenegger. But
He
yeah,
was
this
in
one
Forever,
has
right?
Gary.
Was Schwarzenegger Forever, or was he in Batman and Robin? I can't remember.
Batman and Robin. He was Mr. Freeze, and this Batman Forever was what? Two-Face and the Riddler, and you had Jim Carrey and Tommy Lee Jones, and it was really.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
It was really tongue in cheek. Like it was really bad.
It was goofy. Yeah.
It was incredibly goofy.
Yeah, I think once they hit after the second Batman after Batman Returns, we're like, we should probably make this more kid friendly so we can sell more merchandise to kids, and it just got progressively dog shit bad.
This and like the '98 Godzilla, those films were just like my childhood, but they were really trashy.
Yeah, there was some.
Said
like
he saw the
90s
bat suits on
really bad.
Hollywood. They removed the bat nips. No, how could they
No,
remove
what the
those?
hell?
Terrible decision.
What am I supposed to rub when I get to Hollywood?
I think they're gonna let you rub the suits anyway.
Oh
I'm sure they'll let me rub the nips if I ask them nicely.
Oh, okay.
Who's reading this one?
I guess I will, since I already
in
made the bat nip reference. So
All right, go for it.
Batman Forever.
might as well go jump into those nips. So in this edition, we're looking at the Saturn version of Batman Forever, the arcade game, which actually was quite decent. When I remembered, it wasn't that bad, actually. I mean, it wasn't like, groundbreaking, but it was not bad. This game was a console port of Acclaim and Iguana's 1996 STV arcade title of the same name, which was equally okay and pretty decent. So some sites have cheat codes. I can tell this is game FAQs just by looking at it.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even see the text right there. I just looked at oh, that's game FAQs, isn't it? Spent too long of my youth browsing FAQs to find cheat codes for GameCube games. But the PlayStation has cheat codes listed where you could play as the villains and unlock more characters. But Bo was not interested in that PlayStation garbanzo. He was interested to see if he could find equivalent codes for the Saturn version. But these don't actually work on PlayStation. They seem to be completely hallucinated. So apparently this was AI hallucination before AI hallucination.
Wow. Amazing. The AI went back in time. Like
yeah, and hallucinated cheat
Budget or
codes.
Buttery from Wiener Bob. Thank you for the $1.99. Using codes to beat a game. It's budget, but I mean, sometimes you gotta go budget.
Yeah, it's budget.
Yeah, no.
Some games you have to, though. If you rented a game and it's awful and you can't get past it, it's like, well, it's either I put in the cheat code and get past this part that sucks, or I just get stuck and hate the game and waste $5. So
yeah, it's
cheat
called
codes.
a time
I go.
budget. It's called a time budget. You value your time
Great
more
one.
than you do banging your head against the wall trying to play the game.
Yeah. Believe it or not, people back in the day didn't have the mentality of Dark Souls where you have to beat the game legitimately, and if you don't, you lost it doesn't count, and you're like a cheater, and you cheat yourself and the game. No, back in the day we didn't give a flying fuck. And basically, if I paid $5 for it and I'm stuck, we're throwing that Game Genie in that bitch.
I know. That or trying to turn your Game Boy Advance into like an MP3 player or something. Like you get those carts in there and do all sorts of stuff Nintendo doesn't want you to do.
I didn't know about the MP3 player Game Boy Advance. That's a new one for me.
Oh yeah, you could do some crazy stuff with that. Well, with the action replay products. But yeah,
that's kind of insane. I did not even know that. I figured it was crazy the fact that they could get the Dreamcast to play MP3, the Dreamcast VMU, which apparently still not entirely working through headphones. Would it be nice to get that going on the Dreamcast VMU? It'd be cool to have a little portable player that kind of sucks but works.
He's like, it wasn't the best quality. You don't say. You don't say.
No.
GBA wasn't FLAC quality.
Yeah, I don't think you can get some lossless
surprising.
audio. Sega fan. I meant the VM2, not the regular VMU. Sorry, I misspoke on that one. I meant that VM2, the one that I got that is good for saving games, but kind of wish it had better everything else with that would be nice. But anyways, veering to the left aside, let's see what the Bo was able to find in these cheat codes. So the first one was a unusual code that is an Easter egg. Oh yeah, we know it's you, Trekkies. I don't think I know anybody else that uses that avatar, so I know it was you. Like
Yeah, we all
were
know
talking
it was
last
you.
week. Yeah, like you're the only one that uses that avatar. Like honestly, I think I got to the point where if anybody uses it, I have to tell them to change it because it interferes with your thing. And I'm not being facetious either. This isn't me being facetious either. I'm legit like I can't see that and not think of Trekkies.
Yeah.
Like that avatar.
Change their avatar and confuse the hell out of you, Pat.
Yeah, honestly, Trekkies, if you change that, I'm gonna be very upset because I will not be able to remember who you are. It's the same thing with Night Owl Dragon with the Shining Force 3 character. Like that incredibly upsets me if they change that. So do not.
Shiny is Symbios, and Malenko has always been Burt Reynolds to me because wait, no, that's Norm, right? It's a big hat.
Yeah, Norm.
It's funny because it's a big hat. Yeah, from the Saturday Night Live skit.
Yeah.
Suck it, Trebek.
Okay, so what's the Easter egg?
Yeah, what's
Sorry, we are veering like everyone's hopped up on caffeine today or something. We're veering to the left and right today.
Okay, that's what ratings are all about.
Yeah,
Saturday Night Live. Yeah.
Hell yeah! So game is unusual cheat code. So if you enter this combination, left, up, down, right, up, XXXAB. And then control 2, right, down, left, up, XXXAB. You'll end. There's a catch though. The two controllers can't be more than 2 buttons out of sequence with each other. Wait, so you have to press this at the same time? Holy shit!
The hell?
Yeah.
So that is if you put player 1 and puts the first 2 buttons, they have to wait for the player 2 to put the buttons for proceeding. Yeah, fuck that. The code is entered on the logo screens. The Warner Bros. DC Acclaim Iguana. And if you got it right, the screen will pop up after the Acclaim logo. Photoshop picture of 15 members of the staff. I don't think this has been revealed before. This is very interesting. I don't know if this was known.
Yeah. No,
that's like a dual DDR thing where you have to like enter it and you're like, okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Enter this code in.
You better be good with your fingers.
So
yeah,
Bo figured out who most of these guys are based on the credits, so that's kind of cool.
Nice.
Yeah, no, it's really cool. I think my favorite is Peyton. That's photoshopped as Bart Simpson.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
People don't realize the Simpsons were pretty big back in the day, still. So, and maybe Rich as the Goblin is really funny too.
Oh, you got
Jason's Frankenstein.
Is that it's Frankenstein? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Dracula there, Mike.
I think Patrick might be like a combination of like a skipper and the dude from Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
I don't know what's up with Mark's face. Is he like Swiss cheese, or is he trying to give people tryptophobia or whatever it is?
I think he just has Swiss cheese.
Yeah, hopefully.
Oh man, Simpsons hate in the chat. Love it. We should stop airing The Simpsons already. Sick or tired of that show. You and me both. Everything after season 8 or 9, I think, doesn't exist in my mind. But anyways, yeah, they have the list of all the developers and even links their Moby Games things. So that's kind of cool. So if you guys want to go see who the developers are working on or what they worked on.
Mm-hmm.
A few names are ambiguous. Jason could be Jason Carpenter or Jason Moulton. Mike and Mick could be Michael Darbout and Michael McCallion, and I have no idea on Malk, but the name also appears in the default scoreboard, so it might just be a nickname for somebody that's credited differently, probably.
Yeah, or someone who's just not credited, but they were a tester or something.
Yeah, like they don't credit every tester.
Yeah.
But yeah, he goes through the technical specs on it right here. If you want to look through that. He goes very in depth on how he found that and the weird cheat code entry screen. But yeah, Yeah, thank you again, Bo, for this awesome story. Next week he's choosing another Saturn game whose name starts with B. Will it be Battle Grega, Battle Athlete, Bust the Move 3, Blazing Dragons? My money's on Blazing Dragons. What about you guys?
I'm hoping for Battle Athletes because I actually own that game.
That would be cool. I wonder, does he say
No,
anything about
bad SkyMo. No Mr. Bones. Go away.
Does he say anything about the
Bad.
STV? The STV version of the game? Because it's my understanding this was an STV game, and it basically is a pretty
It was
direct
an STV
port.
game.
So
He says he
work in the arcade.
he couldn't get the kick button working when using the Banafin editor for the STV version. He said the STV version does also have the cheat code listening function. It uses a different set of buttons, but the Easter egg picture is the same. So it does have this. You just have to press different buttons. He has them listed here on the site, on the page on our site.
So if you're ever in an arcade and want to be a dickhead, you could enter these up and just completely freeze their screen up.
There you go.
It's like that one MVC, that one MVC soft lock you can do, where people do just the troll MVC2 machines, where they just have the character just sitting there and just soft lock the entire game. Apparently, somebody at Too Many Games did that. Apparently, they got on the on everyone's MVC cabs and just like soft locked all of them so no one could play them.
Amazing.
Wow, that really is a dickhead move.
You gotta love trolls. But yeah, if you guys want to be a dick, go to the arcade and enter this code and just piss everybody off. But I mean, who wants to play this game anyways? Like, who's going out of their way to be like, oh no, I can't play Batman Forever, the arcade game.
People will already be pissed off that's what they have on them.
You could have put Cotton in there. You could have put in Die Hard Arcade.
Die Hard Arcade. Yeah, no, I mean, some people really love this game, though. Show of hands in the comments. Who loves this game? Because there are some folks in this community that swear by this game. And I'm telling you, like, it is pure chaos on screen. And also, I would own a copy if it wasn't like a $200 freaking game, you know? Like
that's $200 too much.
Yeah, I would pay like
the Saturn version cost $200.
I mean, it did like few years ago. I don't know what it's at now, but I mean, I'd pay like $50 or less for a long box of this. But that ship sailed a long time ago. Because I know I would never play it. That's the thing.
Maybe it's just very rare. Maybe it just didn't sell any copies, so that's why it's so expensive.
Yeah, it could have been that.
And it's pretty decent too. It's not a bad game, so I can see why people have some demand for it.
What do you mean it's not a bad game? So you're in the camp of people who like this one?
I said it was a decent game. I said it didn't say I liked it. Like it was fairly playable.
Sure. It's not nearly as bad as like the bad stuff on the Saturn, right? Like like the Crow, or I guess if you're Pat, Mr. Bones.
No.
If you're a lot of people, Mr. Bones.
Yeah.
Everyone that played the game for more than 5 minutes.
Right. So right now it's going for $218 complete.
Wow.
No.
What is it, loose?
Not.
Loose. They want 90 some odd dollars, almost $100 loose.
Gosh, that's crazy.
One sale per month. Yeah, it's got about one sale per month at that. Look, some people get lucky here though. $60, $80, but that's loose.
Alex Super Ray's comment right here. It says, "What do you mean? Virtuality is a treasure, but the auto translate to traitor."
Yeah.
So good job, please. Google.
I mean, virtual highlight though, it's an experience, that's for sure.
That's one way to. That's probably the best way I heard anybody describe virtual highlight as an experience.
Well, even freaking the video game, the angry video game nerd, like he played it and he was just like, what did I just play? Like, and it's funny because he tried to do this video like smashing, bashing the game, but like there were moments where he was just laughing his ass off and having fun, and I was like, well, there you go, like it is a vomit simulator or vomit inducing simulator.
Well, I was gonna say, Dave, I guess you could say that getting that bug, that stomach bug that's going around is also an experience, especially if the experience you want to have is on the toilet, because that's where you're gonna be having it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's, on that note, move on to another maybe vomit-inducing game. Death Crimson got a patch
Oh, yeah.
a couple weeks ago.
Alrighty then. What's going on in the world of Death Crimson?
Dave, do you want to take this one?
Sure. Yeah. You know, there's a whole group of people in Japan that they love bad games. Like that's what they do.
Sure.
They play bad games. They're just crazy about bad games. So, you know, some of these games are definitely fit that bill. I'm looking for the article right now. Where? Okay, I'm scrolling on my phone. Bear with me
While
for a
Dave's
moment.
finding that, somebody mentioned ProJared in the chat.
Got it. This is the dice. Sorry, what?
Wow, Dave really didn't want me talking about ProJared.
Oh, okay, yeah. Sorry. All right. So what do we got here? We got Daisuki Death Crimson receive quality of life patches. This is a article by Gregory Rasputin regarding the project from Private Eye, who has been releasing these quality of life patches for light gun games. So 2 quality of life patches by ROM hacker Private Eye just dropped Sega Extreme earlier this month. This time Daisuki and Death Crimson. The original post said, release patches for Death Crimson and Daisuki on Saturn that disable the white flash triggered by light guns for the benefit of modern setups that don't require it for hit detection. For example, Mr.
Mr. Plus the gun for IR.
Plus the gun for IR or Sinden light gun, yeah. And makes other improvements to Death Crimson. If I didn't do that, who would? So, okay, we really got to hear about that. Let's see here. Of course, removing the white flash, and then click here for Death Crimson Quality of Life Improvement Patch. You can download it from this article. This is our 6th update on Private Eye's one-man mission, and it is clear that he will not be stopped until every Saturn title featuring light gun has an improvement patch. Check out SHIRO's coverage of the others here. He's done House of the Dead, Virtua Cop 2, Area 51, Maximum Force, Hokkaider, and Scud.
It's even part 6 of that. Like this is like the 6th part of this article.
Chaos Control and Die Hard Trilogy, and Crypt Killer and Mighty Hits. He's done a lot. Both patches give players the option to remove the flash that appears in either when the game is in either game when it's triggered by the controller. These screen flashes are unnecessary when playing the Saturn via FPGA emulators like the Mister or Superstation 1 with LCD compatible light guns. Let's see. First of the 2 patches is a flash removal for Daisuki. At first glance, the dating simulator might seem like an odd choice for a quality of life patch focused on light gun games, but Daisuki does indeed feature virtual gun compatible shooting gallery mini game.
The dating world has really gotten brutal, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Help. Okay, let's see here. No stone left unturned approach. The real star of this pair of patches is going to be Death Crimson, though, or Kosuge. Death Crimson hardly needs an introduction, given it increasingly visible cult status within the retro gaming scene. But most would agree that sorry.
I'll fix it.
I should have been smart enough to correct that in my brain, but anyway, I'm not.
Okay.
Our brains work in interesting ways.
Yeah, increasingly visible cult status within the retro gaming scene, but most would agree that the game could benefit from a lot of improvement patches. In addition to adding the aforementioned flash removal, which is optional in this case, Private Eye's quality of life improvement patch does the following, according to the patch. According to the patch's Sega Extreme resource page. It increases initial hit points from 3 to 4, increases initial credits to 2. The retail version normally starts with 1 credit in stages 1 and 3, and 0 credits in stage 2. It's hard as hell. Prevents remaining credits from being reduced by 10 when facing the first 2 bosses. Improves the invincibility code. Enter A plus R plus up plus start on either controller. Debug information is no longer displayed. Invincibility is granted
Wait,
against the
debug
first two
information was
bosses.
being displayed in that game? What the hell?
Well, when you did the code.
Oh, okay.
And now you can do it, and you don't have to have the debug information displayed, so you
Okay.
can kind of just enjoy the game. Enjoy the game. I don't know.
Enjoy in
Make it more
quotations.
enjoyable.
Yeah, it might. Invincibility is granted against the first two bosses, so now it works everywhere. So
what, did the
okay.
invincibility code not work against the first two bosses? That's crazy.
Yeah, I guess.
Damn.
This game hates your
Invincibility is
ass.
retained. Well, the whole thing was just slapped together, right? Like,
Yeah.
invincibility is retained when starting the next stage and returning to the main menu. Who'da thunk, right? And then add unlimited ammo code. Enter BR up start on either controller. Unlimited ammo. That should be helpful. Private Eye seemingly acknowledges that the game remains hard to recommend even with the improvements.
It's
Yikes.
definitely a
I mean,
game that you want to glue into your Saturn for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, but definitely take it to a party and plug it in and see what the crowd reaction is.
Crowd reaction is going to go and play Smash Brothers instead.
Yeah. He suggests in a reply on a social media post announcing the patches that those interested in Death Crimson as a piece of gaming history, and I dare say as art, should consider watching a playthrough if they are unwilling to suffer.
So those are some good upgrades to try to make the game a little more playable, though. So thanks, Private Eye, for that.
The music on Death Crimson is absolutely amazing. So at least there's one thing it has going for it.
Well, that's why we've got the composer as an emote on our server. So
that's right.
We like the music a lot. The game.
I'm gonna kick it over to, I guess, Pat or Dan. Who wants to read Lunar 2, Eternal Blue, Best of Saturn?
Oh, we still have to talk about Daisuki or whatever.
Oh, we do. Oh, did we not? I thought it was just a light thing.
No, it was just light. Yeah, that's all it was. It just removed the flashes. He didn't do any improvements to Daisuki.
Yeah, removed the flashes.
Okay, so it's not too much.
It's a 1997 Japanese exclusive dating simulator.
This stuff at the bottom is just kind of like giving you background on the games themselves.
Yeah, so for people who don't know, Daisuki is the game developed by Success Corporation, best known for their long-running Cotton series, published by Gaga Communications. I wonder what else. I recognize that name. I wonder what else they did. But the game takes place 23rd century. The player, a young
Dark
cadet,
Seed, did Cyclotron, True. Oh, they did True Pinball. We played a game by them.
Oh yeah, that's where that's where I recognize it from. True Pinball.
True Pinball was kind of mid, to be honest.
So wait, you're a cadet transferred to the elite flight school. Union Military Academy must attempt to balance their training and their dating life. Wait a second, does this sound like Sakura Wars?
I mean, it sounds
like Sakura Wars, except you have a light gun this time.
Like with a light gun.
No,
yeah.
It doesn't normally have light guns with it. It's just there's a mini game that uses the
usually
just a visual novel.
If they were like, oh, that did really well, let's make our own knockoff or something.
Yeah. I was assuming with the light gun, you just shoot the people you don't want to date. It's like, sorry, I'm turning you down. And you just put a slug in their head.
Interesting. They did Dark Seed 2 as well. Dark Seed 2, Tunnel B1. That was a weird one. Anyway, okay. Cool.
All right. Well, the next news item is actually going to be we're going to do Best of Saturn at the end. That's its own section. So the last news section item is about Frogbull. Adding user-requested features to the Saturn Tone editor, or Tone. It's probably supposed to be Tone editor.
Tone.
T-O-N. Yeah, so this article comes to us from Shadow Mask. Thank you to Shadow for writing this up. He is, of course, one of the big audio guys in the community. So he really loves the Frogbull's been working on this editor. And actually, one of the changes made was requested by Shadow Mask. So let's see what he has to say. He said this week saw the release of version 0.2.4 of the Saturn Tone editor by developer Frogbull. The most recent updates have included UI improvements, tool tips, and some user-requested features by members of the Saturn Homebrew community. And then before that, version 0.2.3 added support for extracting samples directly from the tone bank files to WAV format, similar to how the well-known tool VGM Trans works for other game platforms like the PlayStation. Musicians and sound designers looking to easily export Saturn music and sound effects for use in modern sampling VSTs should find this feature useful. We have a little sidebar here explaining what a VST is. It stands for Virtual Studio Technology. They're plugins for their software modules that are plugins that add instruments or effects to a digital audio workstation, a DAW. They fall into two primary categories. VSTI instruments like synthesizers and drum machines, and VSTFX, which are effects like EQs, reverbs, and compressors. So released yesterday on Frogbull's Patreon, version 0.2.4 expands the supported sample rates from 4 kilohertz to 96 kilohertz. That's quite a jump. This feature was requested by noted Doomfix patch developer Fafling, after he pointed out that some of the audio samples in Saturn Doom use an uncommon sample rate of 5512 hertz.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, and then we have the official change log for 0.2.3. Frogbull added support for extracting samples directly from the tone bank files to WAV format, which was requested by Shadow Mask. We mentioned that earlier. So the Saturn Tone Editor, Shadow Mask explains, provides a full GUI, graphical user interface, allowing users to open, edit, and explore the sound data of their favorite Saturn games. For homebrew composers, it's an important step toward the full reverse engineering of Saturn's original audio development tools, opening the door to homebrew games with sequence-based music and sound effects.
What if allow you to rip music a lot easier from the CDs, like from Saturn that doesn't use Redbook audio?
Right, yeah, because Redbook audio takes up a lot of room on the disc, and sometimes it can also introduce problems with certain ODEs and emulators and Saru and whatnot. So, yeah, if we can get some reliable sequenced music working on the Saturn, then that should really help homebrew games. So Shadow asks, what is a tone, a TON, and why would you edit one? Tone is a container housing instrument banks that most Sega Saturn games use for generating sequenced music and sound effects. It's used in tandem with the sequence format, SEQ, used for MIDI-like sequencing on the Saturn and PlayStation. Yeah, if you open up a Saturn game in like CD Mage, and you take a look at like its track1.bin, you will often see SEQ and TON files. Those are what we're talking about here. Those are the sequence music files. So the SEQ was cracked by Misty DeMeo nearly 10 years ago, allowing for conversion of SEQ data, not necessarily using the SEQ extension, into general MIDI. And she also made an SEQ to MID tool. And when paired with the JF Santos's MID to SEQ tool, users can repackage the same general MIDI or any MIDI into SEQ format again. So using those two tools, you can pull something out, work on it in a regular MIDI program, and push it back into a Saturn.
Honestly, this sounds like a homebrew version of Cybersound. Basically.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what we're doing here. That's what Shadow Mask alluded to. Like, this is how we kind of reverse engineer the old tools. Is they're sort of almost like replacing them with ones that work on our modern setups that the original developers had to use Cybersound for. So remaining elusive to homebrew tools was the corresponding TON file, which works alongside sequence data to provide formatted PCM samples to the Saturn's SCSP chip for playback. Composers were used to working with the MIDI/sound font format popular throughout the 90s, and the sequence and tone format provides familiar functionality. Until Frogbull's tone editor, the ability to create or edit tone formatted data, again, file extensions or just suggestions, has been locked behind obscure Mac OS 9 tools that are entirely Japanese and require rare, expensive developer tools like the Sega Saturn Soundbox to fully utilize. That is why this tool is such a welcome addition for Saturn soundheads.
We're slowly getting rid of the Mac OS 9.0 requirements, entry-level barrier for the Saturn.
Yeah, that'll be nice. You don't have to run Mac OS 9 in an emulator in a virtual machine. So the Saturn Tone Editor, to kind of wrap things up, and lets you inspect and edit existing tone files from Saturn games or custom ones, change the root note per layer. It's tested and it works with the sequence player. play and replace samples with some limitations, and generate new tone files from scratch with some limitations. Version 0.2.2 of the tone editor was entered, by the way, into the Sega Extreme Homebrew Showcase earlier this year. So do you have a request for the Saturn tone editor? Let Frogbull know over on his Patreon page, which is just patreon.com/Frogbull. Mega thanks to him for devoting his talents to create awesome homebrew tools that are sure to become standard utilities for anyone working with Saturn's sound equipment. More updates will be posted on SHIRO as they come. Thanks for writing the Shadow Mask.
I figured I would just let you know that Dan is hiding behind a black partition.
That's fine.
He's been. I don't know why you're hiding, Dan.
Hiding.
Oh, there you go.
I just want to be heard, not seen.
Yeah, you. All right.
Well, the viewers liked it.
Fair enough.
Of course they did. Thanks, everybody. Anyway, so yeah, that's our news. Unless you guys have anything else to add to that.
Well, we have to do the Best of Saturn
next.
Oh,
well,
yeah,
I know. I mean,
sorry, I thought you forgot about it. I was like, no, don't.
Yeah, Best of Saturn's the next segment.
No.
We're calling it its own segment now.
Nice.
Alrighty, let me get that segment music going on.
Unless this is too confusing, and we'll stop.
I like it.
Okay.
Give some views to Mr. Peter. Alrighty, we're going to play his little audio talk about the game.
Hot on the heels of 1997's Grandia, the remake of the 1994 Sega CD/Mega CD hit Lunar 2 Eternal Blue hit the Saturn in 1998. Set 1,000 years after the events of Lunar 1, Eternal Blue sees young Hero cross paths with White Knight Leo, commanding the dragon ship Destiny as he searches for the Destroyer, prophesied to return to the world of Lunar and plunge it into darkness. And yet, exploring the Blue Spire, Hero finds no destroyer, but rather a mysterious young girl called Lucia. As the story unfolds, it becomes clear that something isn't right at the very center of power in the world of Lunar. Gorgeous pixel art, an enthralling story, characters whose arcs come full circle, and much more await players of Lunar 2. Featuring several gameplay improvements, including the ability to dash and to enhance attributes using crests, the game sees both new and returning characters take up the struggle against evil. Speaking of evil, the game initially only received an English translation on the PlayStation, also known as The Real Destroyer, but beginning in 2022, Mr. Conan released a work-in-progress English patch that injected the Working Designs translation into the Saturn game. Now, all of us can return to the world of Lunar and be the hero once more.
Alrighty, thank you, Peter, for reading for that for us and making a recording of that. Yeah, this one was a lot of fun. I remember talking about this a little bit once that this got released. I was really happy it was released. So we did a little gameplay portion of it on the game competition once this was entered. It's great work so far. I don't know if he's got a chance to get back to it or how much more work he has with it, unfortunately. But I think it's playable from start to end, to my knowledge.
I think so. Isn't it like version 0.95? So it's...
Yeah.
Oh, no, I guess it's 0.21. Okay.
Yeah. It looks like it's almost 90% there.
Okay.
I think the only issue is that there's no subtitle translations, and the spell text outlined during the battles is the only thing that's really the big missing from it. But yeah, I'm glad that we're able
get back to it.
Yeah, I hope so too. I'm really glad that Lunar 2 is able to be played on Saturn alongside PlayStation. So I know the PlayStation was the only way we were able to experience these games, unless you count the original 2 on the Saturn. And in English anyway. So props to Mr. Conan for doing Lunar 2 as well and working on that. Hopefully we can see him back someday to finish it up and have it all 100% complete. But it should be finished from start to end in English, just the subtitles and the videos would not play.
I think he's been busy with the next Gundam translation, hasn't he? I think that's what he's been working on lately with Shadow Mask. Yeah.
Forgot to ask, but have there been any comments on any of these articles?
Yes, Adam Gallagher.
On this one.
There is one. Adam Gallagher commented.
Nice.
He said, I prefer this one over the original games myself. Everything about the game screams magic from the golden age of RPGs. I consider the final boss theme, Lucia versus Zophar, to be one of the greatest musical epic tracks that ever graced our ears. I cover the song on my channel with great care in case anyone wants to hear a heavier version of this legendary piece. Excellent write-up as always, Peter. Keep them coming, please. Here's the link to his YouTube channel. He did like a metal cover of it. Oops. Channel spazzed out on me. Sorry about that. But yeah, it's on his channel if you want to listen to the full theme. That was weird. The YouTube just spazzed that on me. But yeah, if you want to listen to it, I'll play a little bit of the demo here. Or a little bit of the video here. Really great theme. It's not even Moana. Yeah, I don't know why I tried to transition to Moana for some reason. But yeah,
that's weird.
Yeah, that was weird. But yeah, check it out. Adam Gallagher's cover of that on his channel. But yeah,
well,
Shadow...
go, Peter. People like your articles. Keep them coming.
Yes, please.
I know he was in the chat a little while ago, but I don't know if he's still watching.
Yeah, I don't see him talking. But yeah, thank you, Peter, anyway, for yet another good Best of Saturn look at a translated Saturn game. Fan translated.
Alrighty. So I think that is about it for the show. I'm going to do a little bit of CubeCat before we turn the show off. Afterwards, it'll be the gameplay portion of the stream. So Peter said, "Oh shucks, thank you." But if you guys want to stick around, we'll play some CubeCat. Check out the new demo a little bit and see the progress that he's made. I had to do some workaround because I guess there was an issue with the audio files for CubeCat before. But it should be good to go. I'll see if I can add that the link to that in the chat if anybody wants to copy and paste it. But it's in his article too if you guys want to you want to just like click on his article and it should be in there. I'll pin it in the chat for people that want to listen to that. There we go.
Hey Pat, can you bring up the Patreon names because I don't have them on my phone here?
Yeah, no, I actually brought it up just in case.
Awesome. Okay, cool. You demand.
Yeah, and by all means, talk about stuff on the SHIRO forums. We set them up for you guys. Let me know what you think of my crazy Nvidia Sega ramblings on the thread there, or talk about anything else, or post your community challenge times in the thread that we set up in the community challenge sub forum.
Or like if you happen to have started a conversation in the Discord, maybe you did. You can always mirror that over in the forums for like people who are not on Discord, and that way you can kind of get folks just on the general internet their perspective on things, because anything that happens on Discord, sometimes I don't know how long it's going to last, and if it'll be easy to find, a year or 2 years from now. So anyway, thanks and Pat for setting those up.
Of course. Hopefully we won't get people try to hack our site again, so that'd be kind of good if we can get that not happening. But anyways, let's read off our Patreon subscribers that graciously allow us to make the show happen. I think we got a new one recently. They messed up the dashboard, so I can't exactly see who exactly subscribed. But yeah, we have Dylan Ramirez that became an official Patreon, so thank you for that.
Thanks.
Appreciate that a lot.
Yeah.
$3. But anyways, we shall thank our Patreon subscribers. So we have Emerald Nova, Johannes Fetz, Paul Blort, Sega Steve, Youngmei Sui, Momphis, Shadow Mask, Derek Pescarella, aka A-Team, Patrick Friendataku, Rowan Dinked, Nutrageous, Robert Ramsey, Noble Guy, Cerillion, Gem Clasher Rank, Stoneman, Chad Clark, Chris Piper, Evo42, Neil Henderson, and Eric Harowix, and of course, the immortal and always in our hearts, Daniel Fredrickson.
Thank you, everybody. Those are VIP Patreons. We appreciate all your support.
Thanks again to Rowan Dinked for $5.
Yeah, he also got another $5.
Thank you, Rowan.
Crano's Microsoft. He's jealous of your Microsoft Bimbos T-shirt.
Oh yeah, let let me get the link to that. You can. It actually is available online right now. It's so for people that don't know, it's by a YouTuber called Nick Robinson. He's gotten some heat recently. I guess he did some stuff, but he did that whole investigation on the Microsoft Bimbos like image thing. So he's at apparel on his site. So he's gotten kind of pseudo canceled, but I don't know what happened with that. But if you guys, his shirts are still pretty cool, so I'll send a link to that. It's in the post right there if you guys want the shirt that I got. I got it from him. I'll repin that. So it's gonna be in the chat for people that want to check that out. It's a cool shirt. I think he has all sizes left. The only thing he doesn't have is 4XL. So if you're more than 4XL, you cannot wear it, unfortunately. Sorry about that, folks that are 4XL, but still great shirt. I like it. It still holds up really well. I've had it for many years now and it hasn't faded in the wash. I've worn it multiple times. But yeah, if you guys want a link, it's a shirt link in the chat. Right there. Yeah, it's a great shirt. I like it. It fits well too if you're like a borderline of extra large and large. It does fit pretty well in a large, so it does have more of a looser fit if you guys like that. But it's a great shirt. Go get it. I love the design. I think I have it on my wallpaper on my laptop. I think Dave saw that once when I brought my laptop to PRGE. But
That
anyways,
little Panasonic.
huh? Yeah, the little Panasonic, the little Let's Note.
Yeah.
Great laptop. I love that it's still going strong.
Yeah, it's like a Nintendo DS. Like it's so light.
It is. You can just like
Crazy.
pick it up with one hand. It's a crazy laptop. A great little mobile emulator too if you want to play some games and stuff. And just a great little
Nice.
laptop to get for Synergy as it should have been.
Yeah.
And it's got like every input known to man. It's got VGA, HDMI. It's got all those. So
Yeah, that's crazy.
crazy good laptop. Get a Let's Note if you guys need a new laptop.
So you're going to be streaming in the second hour, or not the second hour, the third
We're
hour.
well into the second hour.
Yeah.
You're going to be streaming. What are you streaming?
The CubeCat demo.
CubeCat demo. Okay, so
Yeah, the
Nobody-
Yarnia
we got
demo.
33
showcase.
people in chat. Everybody stay put. Pat's going to be streaming with commentary and whatnot. And
Yeah.
But thank you for watching the show, everybody,
Yeah.
and thank you to
get
everyone
some
listening to
merch.
us on podcasts.
oh yeah, grab yourself some merch.
Yeah,
That's some cool
T
stuff.
Public.
Is anything on? Everything's on sale! Yay!
Yay,
As it
go-
usually is on
As
Friday.
Yeah.
usual.
Go get a shirt for $16. Might have a new design coming soon. Dave is working on some hot designs,
Yeah.
and I'm really
Actually, last
looking
week-
forward to it.
Last week I looked and nothing was on sale on the site, so it's kind of random, but yeah, get it when it's on sale. You know,
Get it when the getting's good, like is like what I like to say.
that's right.
But yeah,
Peace.
well. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and remember, you must play Sega Saturn.
Must play Sega Saturn.
You must.
Crazy.
All right, guys,
By the way-
welcome back to the gameplay stream. We're gonna go play some CubeCat. So let's get that started up. Hopefully, you guys can hear me and everything is not messed up. Or maybe it is. Everything's always messed up. Alrighty, guys, let's check out some CubeCat. This is a game. This game by wow, I forgot what his name is. Feel really bad. Oh my gosh, I forgot his name. My brain. I just had a massive brain fart. Sorry about that. I'll get his name real quick. CubeCat. There we go. Oh, Seven Shade. Yeah. Helped by Seven Shade. I feel really bad. My brain is not working very well today. I'll probably start that over again. Not embarrass myself on the video. Alright guys, today we're going to play some CubeCat by Seven Shade. Great developer, has been developing this for many years. Like, this is like several iterations worth of CubeCat, and honestly I would consider at this point they're almost different games at this point, because there are just so many different versions of it and iterations and levels. So every time we get it, it's like a treat. He's been working on this for many years. I think he entered this the first time in 2021 or 22, I think. But it's been great, and this game is where you play a little cat, and you have to get, at least from the versions I've played, you have to the yarn across the way. But this might change. Oh, cool! You actually make the yarn balls this time. Before you had to actually like you just carry them that are appear, but you actually make them yourself. Wow, that's actually really cool. Alrighty. Oh, I died. But yeah, apparently this one is really hard. Dan was telling me is an incredibly hard build of this game, so hopefully we can get through it. But it's very pretty and very silly. Yeah, he knows we love him. This is just in the game, just the bug info. Like I said, this is more for that's pretty cool camera hit, for like the competition and debugging purposes. So it's nothing like it's not like public release ready. I don't know if it's playable, to be honest, but like if it's like downloadable to the public though. I've not checked. I just did it for the competition. All right, so the bridge's head is out, but fear not. The yarn in this swell can help you dash into it. Into it to summon a magical yarn ball. Its power may be able to stitch up broken objects. Alrighty, let's see if I can fix the camera a little bit. Go. So let's see if we can fix it with the yarn ball over here. I love you too, AE11A6C. There we go, we got that fixed. So let's see if we get another one. So secrets level wall. If hopefully we can find the secret. If anybody knows how to get it, let me know, because I'm not good at secret findings. If he left it in there. There we go. Bridge is fixed. Yay. You found a secret stitch. Keep exploring. Yay. I did think this game started as a cube translating around a flat plane, just stuck with it. Honestly, you know, there's a lot of games that are like that as well. Like I know the Tofu character from Resident Evil, he got his own thing. Like Tofu from Resident Evil 2 is a testing object, so it wouldn't be the first time this has happened for sure. Alrighty, it's looking really good too. CubeCat cube. Let's see, what does this cat have to say? Dang nabbit, those no good. Oh, it's really hard to see the text. Cube rats keep chewing on my yarn balls. Oh, bales. Okay, I see. It's because the debug stuff is getting in the way, so it's confusing. Now, how many I stomp? More keep popping up. Oh my god, it's so hard to see. Them's the holes up on the cliffs. There's got to be some way to plug them up. Right, probably up to me to use the yarn balls. Alrighty. Oh no. So let's get the yarn balls. Oh, can I not jump on him? I remember I think you could jump on. Oh, just get him like that, I guess. Also needs text boxes. Inselectables was planned to be on the roof of the barn. Oh, there it is. I was like, why can't I get the yarn ball? There we go. There we go. Do it like that. Alrighty. Let's use the yarn to... Oh. Oh, okay. Oh. Okay. Let's try to find a way out of this. Ooh. Is there a way to restart this, or am I soft locked? Distance and log off of our camera. Ooh, we're gonna have to hit that reset button. That big old reset button on this. I don't think there's a kill myself button. You know, fun fact, for the longest time, my reset button didn't work on my Saturn, because when you replace the case, you have to put it in a certain way. It's kind of a pain in the ass, really, so I just forgot about it. But I actually have a reset button that works now. So that's really cool. Mom's resetti. Try jumping. Yeah, I couldn't jump out of that. Alrighty, let's try round one. At least we know what to do. And what not to do to get soft locked, so let's not try that again. There we go, and do some speedrunning techniques to speed myself up. Get some of those bells. There we go. Alrighty, let's try to do that again and not soft lock. Yeah, no, it's kind of a pain, but luckily I was able to finally get it, so it's nice to actually have a have a reset button that works now, so that was kind of cool. Shouts out to A-Team. He actually sold me one of his extra Saturns that got recapped. That has the good video quality. So hopefully that would solve all the video issues, quality issues that arose. But there we go. Found the stitch. Exploring. Yeah, it kind of feels like Mario Acid. When you like take a bunch Mario Acid, is that like the Metal Gear Solid spin-off? It kind of feels like you're on Acid playing Mario, for sure. It does kind of feel Galaxy-esque. I am getting those vibes. It wouldn't surprise me if he got inspiration for that. Oh no. There we go. Talk to this cat dude. Alrighty, let's fill that hole up, and no pun intended. So it has a 5060 button switch mod install on myself. Yeah, I was thinking of getting that, but I think that the things that I think you need it for like TVs that don't do that, but my BVM actually does both 50 and 60. So I'm not entirely sure if I need that per se. Like, is it like, I'm not sure like I really need that. Alright, let's try this again. Alrighty, we're gonna try going up high this time. There we go. Hole is filled up. Got that sorted out. We still got the rat following me, so do one of those. There we go. Oh, maybe there's more holes I have to fill up. Yeah, maybe it might not be needed as much in my case, but I can see it for people that have a 50/60 hertz television. I think a lot of the people in Europe need that the most, though, for like the NTSC games. Oh, I guess I don't need the... I guess it just says that and doesn't, like, thank you after you fill it up. There we go. Oh, there's another one, so I have to get another yarn for that. Is there, like, another yarn I need to get, or do I have to... Do I just have to, like, find another one somewhere? Maybe there's another one over there. I'll check another yarn thing. I'll check it out. Yeah, I cannot fill that other one up because I do not have enough yarn, or it doesn't give me enough one. You need for optimized games like very few European exclusives, but besides that, it's pretty much useless to you. That makes sense. Yeah, I figured it's more of a European needed thing versus a North American needed thing, because I don't know a lot of people that really have that besides hardcore Saturn enthusiasts, something like K or somebody. Oh, Checkpoint. There we go. That really need that sort of thing. There we go. Maybe this is what I needed for that, and to go all the way over here for that. I'll try. Oh, that's cool. It gives you an angle. That's kind of neat. Oh, that's cool. Actually gives you an angle of attack. Just don't do that. There we go. Yeah, he really made the mechanics really more refined with the yarn, so I really appreciate that. Okay, so we can't do that, but can we do something like this? There we go. Perfect. Yeah, the yarn mechanics are really refined in these newer versions of it. I remember before you have to aim and it was always awkward to try to get to aim. But now this one's like a lot more smooth than it was before. Okay. I do wish there's an option to not throw. Let's see, can we get it across? Nope. Alrighty. And I die. Oh no, I didn't. It's right there. That's fine. There we go. I'm just gonna get across the bridge thing. Oh. I'm gonna fix my camera a little bit. Okay. Am I gonna be able to get that across? I don't think so. Maybe I'm not doing it right. There we go. Maybe, oh, that's probably neat for this cat. Yes, you're here. I kept a sacred stitch to my clubhouse above, but the cube rats unveiled my elevator, so I can't reach it. If only some yarn to repair it. Try looking at the old yarn wall by the cliff. Oh, oops. Yeah, I wonder if I can actually get it back up without having to go all the way back. Let's see. No, I'm kind of SOL on that. Going to have to yeet this into the ocean. There we go. There we go. Do some speed run strats. Get the speed up here. Here we go. Let's see. Gonna yeet it over there. And then, yeah, I think the issue is the getting across here. Maybe there's a way to get it across. Oh, no, and it's stuck down there. Yeah, I wonder if you can do it the last frame and be able to get it down there. Let's try that again. Oh, camera's it's being funky. There we go. If there's another way to get it across. Because yeah, it looks like the only way I can get it across is to throw it. But I think I have to like do it the last frame to do that. Let's see, we'll try that again. Oop. Get some yarn. There we go. Yarn it up a bit. Oop. Try that again. Oh, oops. I'm dead. Yeah, he's right. This definitely makes this a tiny bit harder. There's more stuff over there too. That's kind of cool. There we go. Got a little yarn for me to throw. There we go. Move that over there. Yeah, I wonder. Maybe there's something up there you have to throw. But yeah, I don't think it's possible for me to throw it across. Oh. Oops. Well. Yikes. I'm sorry. I don't mean to show off your debug it and show your glitches in the game, bro. I feel bad. This isn't me dissing you. I just keep messing up. Whoops. Yeah, so what's your worst game you ever played, Pat? Any console platform? Worst game. That's kind of a hard one. I don't. I guess the one game I really didn't like was Mario's Missing with Luigi was really bad. Because you expect a Mario game, but it's just kind of not a good game. So I think that's really the issue with it. So probably either Mario's Missing. Mr. Bones is not the worst. Like, as much as I rag on it, it's not the worst game I've ever played. I definitely have played worse games. Man, that's hard. But the things that it's really easy to me to find like good and bad. So I can't necessarily say what would be good or like a good or bad game because like I like a bunch of different trash. So I like the VR Troopers fighting game. That's a fun one. Even though that's really bad for the Game Gear. OMG, we rented Mario's Missing back in the day and we were so bummed to be stuck with that for the weekend. I can imagine. I played it over at a friend's house. Like I thought it was a Mario game and it was just not good. It was not good. I'm sure everyone was bummed about that as well because it's really not good. I'm trying to think. What would be another really bad... Oh, did the yarn not being made anymore or something? Oh, I think I have to talk to them first maybe to trigger it. That might be why. There we go. Yeah, they really, oh, what's that word I'm looking for? They really gaslit you with that game. Also, I don't think I can get the yarn made for this one for some reason. Knows I broke the game. I'm sorry, why am I finding all these glitches? I'm sorry, it's not me throwing shade at you, dude, I swear. Oh, there it is. That was weird. That was a weird one. Alright, let's get this on here and try it again. There we go. Oh. Oh, did not get that on there. There we go. There we go. And then just push that to there. Perfect. He's got 7 shades already. Alright. It means it all means I need some more testers. I'm sure we're getting him some testers, getting him in there. Oh, I see. So I think oh my gosh, I can't believe I did it again. Oh my god, no. Why, God? Yikes, I cannot believe I did it again. Yeah, I'm able to move the camera, but I cannot move him at all. Alright, guys, we'll show off, I guess, a lot of the first stage because it keeps glitching. I'm sorry. Again, this is a work in progress game, so this is not like a final build thing. We're not shipping this on Saturn discs in like a day. Oh, it auto pushes you out? Yeah, it looks like the rat was circling me. So I wasn't sure if it was gonna get me or not. There we go. There we go. Alrighty then. Doing that. Oh, it was actually pushing you out slowly. Oh, I see. Alrighty. That. See if we can get the. Oh. See if we can get the yarn to move again. Looks like looks like another yarn has. Yeah, there it is. I figured there had to be another one, so that way you can use the yarn to fill the other one in. So it makes sense to not be able to fill one hole, but the other. Giga Yeti, I guess. Okay, gotta get that. Oh, RIP. Try it again. Go. Some more yarn. Try to put it at this angle. Oh yeah, it's too close. There we go. Try to move it a little bit further away. There we go. Try with this one too. We'll try to move it further away without knocking it down. It's kind of a tight space. Maybe I can put it right there. Okay, there we go. Yeah. Place that there. And then we'll throw it up top. Nope. No. Go. We'll try to. Oop. Better way to get it up top there. Try to. That. Like. Yeah, it's just hitting the top of that. Maybe easier way to get it there. If I place it like right there. Let's like move it a tiny bit. There we go. Okay, sweet. We're making progress. Alrighty, so now we have to get it. Looks like we put it on the barn. Maybe that's just for me jumping. Let's see if we can get it across. Let's see, this is probably the first edge I can get it without knocking over. Can we try that? Oh, that works. Oh no! No! I forgot the jump. Oh my gosh! I'm soft locked again. Oh, did that thing die? It's a 0 viewers. Dang. Rough crowd. Oh my god. Why? Why am I finding all the glitches? Oh, that makes sense. Okay, yeah, I'm guessing the YouTube thing is broken. All right, we'll try it one more time. Just to let's see if we can skip. I don't think we necessarily need to do that section, so let's probably skip ahead and see if we can explore the island a little bit more versus trying to play it. Let's try going this way actually this time. We'll try a different way. It's a little bit more of the game. This is the build that I was given for the judging. I actually had to do a little workaround Dan showed me to be able to get it to work, where the audio tracks are not working on the satiator, so I had to use the old ones from the original game. I remember I didn't run into this many glitches playing it before. Oh, okay. Oh, alrighty then. One more time. Oh yeah, I did a whole stream of that Shadow Mask. It's on if you look on our YouTube channel, we did a whole stream of the Minecraft Saturn. Unless there's a new version that got published out. Yeah, some of the homebrew has a lot of issues on the Saru. So like that's the thing about the server, is that it's really good for like all the retail games and stuff like that, but it still has issues with stuff like homebrew stuff, unfortunately, in fan translations. It's getting better though. Apparently, from what I've heard, it's at least from like the Sega guys, everybody, it's getting better. But I've not been able to test it out. Yeah, I'm gonna play Quad World on the stream. That'll be next week. I'm gonna try to get through the fan translations and play a lot more of them and show them off. Just because I want to like show them off and like get people to see like what the project is going on in the Saturn. Oh no, that was my bad. I was not paying attention on that one. But yeah, I'm gonna try to show the other side of the island. I kind of want to explore it, so we'll try that. I like trying to do speedrun tracks to get across the island faster. There we go. Do some speed. I am speed. Gotta be careful doing that one. That's weird. Was that here before? I could have sworn this wasn't here like before I died. Weird. Yeah, actually, let's try to get atop of the roof of the barn. I forgot to do that before I came over here. Yeah, just let me know, Super Ray. If you want, I can try out a newer version of it if you want to send it to me as well, and I show it off on the show. Not to put any pressure for you to do more on the game if you don't have time. Let's see. Could I do that? No, I can't do that and jump. Actually, I think I might be able to do it if I jump on the yarn ball. I might be able to get up there. We'll try that. Just get on the yarn ball. There we go. Oops. Go. Wow, got that first try. Let's try this. No, oh my gosh, don't knock it over. It just like tiny bit, it ticked it over and killed it. Try to get this going. There we go. That on there. Yeah, because it gives you a super jump. That might be useful for getting across. There we go. Oh. Oh well, at least the ball stays there. That would have sucked if it didn't. go. Alrighty, we got on top of the barn. Or... Oh. Alrighty then. Well, at least we still have the yarn there so we can actually get back across. There you go. I saw something weird over there when I was over... Yeah, oh, I see there's water all over there, that's why. Oh. Alright, with that, I just want to show off a little bit of the game real quick. I want to thank CubeCat for doing it, and hopefully we can... Actually, I want to end it on... I don't want to do that. It's rude. There we go. Alright, well, I just want to show off real quick CubeCat's progress. I want to thank 7 Shades for showing this off and entering the competition. It's a real fun game and has a lot of potential, and I'm really excited to see this done. He did a lot of work since the first iteration, and I always enjoy playing it whenever it enters the competition. Hopefully we can play as a full game coming up pretty soon. Alright guys, thank you for watching. Remember, you must play Sega Saturn.